Today, Kennesaw State celebrates an outstanding signing class. Nolan Alexander joined by the head coach for KSU football, Brian Bohannon. Coach, this is a class that, similar to years before, is high on talent. And I think looking at the group of individuals that you've brought in here, I think they're going to assimilate well with the current needs of the roster and the future needs as well. What does this group do for your program?
Well, there's no question. And every year we're trying to get better, and I think that's the case this year. Obviously, you can see there's a lot of need-based areas in our recruiting class, areas that we know we're losing guys, that we need to continue to build and grow and get better. So great class. Our staff did a great job. When you're playing late in the year and you're balancing recruiting and the playoffs, that's challenging, but we've gotten used to that around here, which is a good thing. And it's a great group of young men that we signed. We're also going to add a good group in February. So we're excited about what's going on with Kennesaw State football right now.
When you and your staff were able to get out there and recruit this past week, how much did this help with the trophy, Big South champions, and selling the winning of Kennesaw State, the most successful startup in college football history?
Yeah, I think there's no question, and I can go back just say 5 years ago. You're still explaining who we are, what we're about, what we're trying to do. Well, now you walk into school, yeah, y'all win championships. And kids that want to be a part of that, I think they're going to gravitate to that. And we're so much more established, obviously, than we were 5 years ago, and only been around for really 7 seasons. It's really remarkable what's happened here, but I think it's resonating in our recruiting area, as well as throughout the country where the KS was not known and now it is, and I think that's huge.
Well, let's dive into this class, Coach. And the biggest position group that you brought in was up front on the offensive line, starting out with a couple of transfers that come in, Seth Adams out of the University of the Cumberlands and Michael Fangman from Missouri State. The credentials on both these guys and watching their huddle film, that got me excited, seeing how they're terrorizing the defensive front.
Yeah, they're great fits for what we do, and I think we are still in the process of rebuilding an offensive line that we lost some guys graduated, and we're still rebuilding that a little bit. So getting some guys with some age, and Michael and Seth both, helps us tremendously. And they both love the run game. It's what they're made for. You watch their clips, you can see that. So Michael coming from Missouri State, Seth coming from the Cumberlands. Seth's a local guy, he's from Georgia. But there again, even with Michael, like he's from Florida, but he knows who we are. And it's like this place was attractive to him. And so I think those guys are both going to be some guys that can come in this spring and get involved and be able to help us in the fall.
Also up front, you bring in Trey Butts out of Mount DeSales Academy in Macon, Georgia, 6'2", 270.
Yeah, I think one thing we've tried to do here is get a little bigger every year, and I think Trey's indicative of that. We've been on him for a while. He's been committed for a while. Outstanding player, outstanding person. Excited about Trey.
Well, we've had a lot of success in the history of Kennesaw State football, not only from the state of Georgia, but venturing over to the state of Alabama and getting those Bama boys. And you get 2 on the offensive line with Caleb Newell out of Pelham, Alabama, and Nathan Wright out of Gardendale, Alabama.
Yeah, excited about both these kids. Great kids. They're have been so good in the recruiting process. They made their decision on what they're doing, have been all in, have helped recruit other guys. And those are another 2 guys that are going to be big, young guys. They're going to help us continue to develop that offensive line and continue to grow our offense the way we want to do it.
Well, it all starts up front, but everybody wants to hear about the quarterbacks, and we have a couple in this class. Adam Diaz Jr. out of Shaker Heights, Ohio, the first ever signee from the state of Ohio for KSU, and then Nick Sawyer, another Alabama player out of Harvest, Alabama.
Yeah, 2 great athletes and great kids that have embraced and love what we do and how we do it. Adam kind of searched us out a little bit. It was kind of interesting, and gosh, what a phenomenal kid, intrinsically motivated. Excited about him being here. Nick's very much the same way. He had some circumstances when he initially was coming out. He was going to place, didn't work out, trying to find a home, and fell in love with what we do and the location and our university. He's also going to be a guy that's going to come in the spring, which I think is going to help him tremendously learn what to do and be ready to go in the fall.
They'll get to throw the football to C.J. Parker, the wide receiver out of Hazelhurst, Georgia, the lone receiver here in the early signee class.
Yeah, dynamic. This guy, all over the field, offense, defense, he just makes plays. really dynamic with the ball in his hands. Man, we're excited about CJ. And again, he's another one early on, made the commitment, and he's been all in. He's been great. So we're excited about CJ.
First signee that was announced today was Robert Brown, the running back out of Tryon. Second in the GHSA in rushing yards and touchdowns. He was a force, Coach.
You won't find many running backs in high school that have 2 games that both he rushed for over 400 yards. I mean, that's phenomenal. Like, and this kid's at, small school up in Northwest Georgia, but he's tough, he's hard-nosed, he loves the game. Really good get for us. We're excited about Rob.
Well, Coach, the offensive unit they bring here in the early signee period, I think is outstanding in what they've done in high school and how they're going to fit into this program. On defense, you reload on defense, you bring in 3 linebackers, and we got to start out with the Johnson brothers out of Patterson, Georgia, and Pierce County High School, Denelius and Denarius Johnson.
Yeah, otherwise known as Man, and Nook. Great kids, they've had a great high school career, both playmakers. And both of those guys, Man's going to be inside linebacker, Nook's going to be outside, but both these guys do a great job. We're excited about both of them.
KSU has a long history of brothers playing here together. How much did that help out when you were speaking to them of this path has been paved before and it's worked out really well?
Yeah, the Benyard boys have done fairly well, I'd say. And you got 2 more kids here from Pierce County, South Georgia, so we're excited about them.
Also joining the linebacking group is Wanderi Silas out of Cedar Shoals High School in Athens, Georgia, 6'1", 190. He had really good numbers in high school.
Yeah, athletic, can run. He looks like a Kennesaw State linebacker. Guys that can run and hit, and we're excited about one.
Up front on the defensive line, Rodney Taylor out of Gulf Shores, Alabama, 6'3", 200. His get off on the edge was impressive.
Not many guys you see that are defensive end and wideouts when you turn their tape on, but he could play either one. But I think the thing we look at for him is his ability to rush the passer. You talked about his get off, his wiggle. Those things are really important. So we're excited about RJ.
And then you wrap it up back in Thomasville, Georgia, South Georgia with Joe Williams.
No doubt. Played for a state championship. Unbelievable competitor. Plays the game with a passion and a purpose. Another South Georgia boy. We're awful excited about Joe.
Coach, congratulations to you and your staff on another very successful signing day. As you said, the class will be completed in early February. And hope you enjoy the holidays here with Christmas and New Year's coming up. I know you and your staff are looking forward to have some R&R after a very long and successful and a championship year.
Yeah, thanks, Nolan. I appreciate it.